Hey guys, Grusky here. Another replay analysis by Dogbarian, fellow clanmate. He's been wanting to learn more about how to improve Pensacola. I'm gonna give some advice, although until last night, it's been, I don't know, 2 years since I played my Pensacola. So some of my advice may be a little rusty. I'm hopefully gonna just focus on positioning and, I don't know, kind of do's and don'ts of general cruiser gameplay. Right off the bat, I can already tell you you're doing something wrong. Before you even hit battle, you should have changed to premium damage control party. It's definitely worth it. I always say, and other people always say this, and by having premium damage control party, sure, it costs extra credits, especially if you're a newer player, like I know Dogbarian is. Credits are definitely, hard to come by. They're tough to earn, and it's kind of daunting to constantly saving up, especially if you're moving up more than one line at once. The extra credits it costs for that is, definitely negligible. Like the analysis we like to use and adopt is those extra credits you spend are earning you more credits in the end, or at least hopefully breaking it even. Where that damage control party can help you save health. Like, say you use it, you get caught on 2 fires, and you go down, some health, and then, guess what? You're in a fight, you get caught on fire again. It's gonna be a long time before your damage control is gonna come. That you staying alive longer will be more beneficial to your team, allowing you to do more damage, increasing your likelihood of a win, and again, repeat doing more damage, which will get you more credits if you're more of an impact in the game, helping you live longer, which will give you more credits in the end. I think you can easily earn that credit loss back. So I guess I know I kind of harped on you a little bit for that, but that's just something we've seen a lot and heard a lot of people asking about, so I kind of really wanted to take a minute to touch on that. So this maneuver right here, really risky. I don't know why that Dunkirk is not shooting at you. He might have just shot. I actually wasn't paying attention directly. This is kind of a gutsy move. The Pensacola, you can kind of island camp like you can with like Cleveland. I don't think it does as well as a Cleveland would. I kind of use what I like to call floating island camping, where you definitely want to use islands for cover and to protect you, but it's not just sit behind an island like in Atlanta or Cleveland. It's a little bit more. I like to play mine kind of like a glass battleship, where you got those really powerful guns. That AP is really good. You want to be using that a lot, and it's like a battleship in the sense where you got the guns similar to like a battleship, where they could do a lot of damage. They're devastating, especially to a broadside target. But you cannot take damage the ship's referred to as a floating citadel for a reason. Right here, you're spotted. So you're doing a good thing right here. You're turning out already, angling against the Dunkirk. And that is the right move. I was kind of talking about this to him earlier, where if you're firing on a target and it's a good target, especially if you're not spotted or you're about to get their attention by hitting them, you definitely want to start angling out first before you fire. And then you can move on and hopefully take less damage because you'll be angled, so they know either you're a smaller target or their shells may bounce depending on the caliber of the gun shooting at you. Point out a small mistake. You probably should have sent those salvos towards that Mayhem that was in CCAP. You probably wouldn't have killed him, but any damage you could do to a destroyer, especially early on, is definitely damage worthwhile taking a shot at, even if you are likely to miss if you don't really have a great target to shoot at. Which you did have the Dunkirk, but I think your shells would have been more beneficial at the Mayhem. Because right now looks like he's capping, and that's gonna be a huge impact on your team. You guys are gonna have to get that cap back or get another cap, make up those points somehow. And then also it's always good to have a destroyer, an enemy destroyer underwater. That could be some really good spotting or some torps you take later on, or a teammate takes later on. So right there, I kind of even mentioned to him, talking a little bit about Pensacola, to use your AP almost more than your HE. Right there, you should be using AP right now. You already have HE loaded, so you're sure, fire your salvo, but I'd be switching right now. He's got a decent angle to you. You're doing some decent damage still with HE. You could be easily doing more with AP, though. Especially, you can kind of see that he's damage saturated along the side. I'd be aiming a little bit higher and a little bit more forward. Obviously, you aimed a little short, which is, again, also just nitpicking at things. I don't know how new to the Pensacola you were at this point. I want to say you said you were relatively new within, under 15 games, so still taking some time to learn the guns is definitely good. Nobody the first time in a new ship, especially with U.S. cruisers, the shell time is kind of fluctuated, it feels like, between the different ships. And also, I guess I should mention, this is before the cruiser split. I'm actually recording this the day of the cruiser split. I haven't updated my game yet, so this is obviously, as you can see, the tier 7 Pensacola before it's brought down to tier 6. I think the overall playstyle is going to be pretty much the same. It's only actually going to benefit Pensacola to be down a tier, less likely to, well, obviously you won't really see tier 9s unless there's some weird matchmaking going on. But you're right to be using HE right here. This is the time to be using it. It's a battleship that's, driving away from you. He's not really giving you a broadside, so good choice in HE right there. But I'd be loading AP to hit this Gneisenau. He's a great target for some AP. He is turning in, so you kind of lost your chance to get the most benefit of the AP. Actually, looks like he's not turning in as much as I thought he would, so I'd be hitting that 2 key right now, switching to AP. That's right now is where you should be starting to switch to HE, as he's becoming angled to you. And now you're stuck in a bad spot too. You're broadside to him. It looks like he passed you up, but you were getting kind of lucky there. You're a great target for him, and maybe he didn't have his guns loaded, or maybe he wanted to turn and was out turning his turrets. I don't know. If you look at the minimap, your team's kind of not doing too well, to put it simply. You guys don't have a single cap. You're losing. Well, you're not. It doesn't look like you guys are making much headway on B cap. Those battleships might be moving in and taking over, though. They should be able to take on a Cleveland and Atlanta if they're smart about it. A is starting to, get capped, so that's good. Even right here, I'd still be using AP until because he's turning in now. Now he's becoming more and more bow on, so now is the HE time. But you missed some good opportunities to do more damage with AP. But you are getting lucky with some fires. When I played the Pensacola last night, I didn't have any luck with fires. You're, seemingly doing pretty well at changing direction sporadically, just to give yourself a smaller target. I'll even kind of do what you're doing right now, where I kind of wiggle around and I try to time it between the battleship shots. You're doing really well at that, so good on you for that. Keep learning that technique. It only becomes more and more valuable as you play. Here's another spot where you should be using AP, but it seems like this Gneisenau is not doing too well against you. Man, those fires, not bad. Obviously, though, too, you'll kind of learn when you should be using AP and when not to. I still even sometimes struggle where I overswitch, and it's a situation you want to avoid, and some players might intentionally try to create a situation where they make you think they're going to give you a broadside, so you switch to AP, and then they, at the last second, angle in and kind of give you a bad angle. It's a pretty good tactic to use if you're the one being shot at. If you're the one doing the shooting, it's something you really want to learn how to control yourself, and it kind of just becomes with experience. Also, kind of knowing who you're playing against. So you also kind of got lucky there with his dispersion. I know German battleships are kind of known for their bad dispersion, which they really do have bad dispersion. You don't really want to take that into consideration, though, because every once in a while they get that lucky RNG roll and their dispersion is spot on. And you never really want to put yourself in a situation where you're thinking, okay, I think RNG is going to be in their favor, because you're just putting it up to chance. Would you go to a casino table and just put all of your money on, just a simple, roll of the dice, basically? Good job trying to predict where he's going to turn. I think he's actually going to go on the other side of the island, though. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Looks like he's going the other way, or maybe he's beached himself, I don't know. Hard to tell from the mini-map. And I'm not sure, it looks like you normally use shift zoom, but you might be scrolling, and I can't tell, sometimes the replay makes it look that way. Obviously, you probably already know though, hit shift, don't scroll in. Scrolling in is not fun to watch, and it also takes a lot of extra time. But I'm pretty sure that's the replay, not you. Ooh, he got a good hit on you. I know you were asking, is that overmatch? I want to say the answer is yes. I haven't actually done research on the size of the guns on the Dunkirk and what your armor is there, but I believe Dunkirk can overmatch the Pensacola, and if not, certain parts of the Pensacola, like you could hit through your deck or something like that. And this is pretty courageous right here. I don't know if you're just thinking, oh well, I'm dead anyways, I might as well try to get all my guns on target. I mean, in some ways you're not wrong. I would have aimed a little bit higher there too. You kind of aimed right a little too low. You could have hit a superstructure and done some more. Yep, there he goes, which you did turn in and got the kill at the end. So good game. I think you give yourself some pretty good credit at Pensacola. I've seen a lot worse. It's a ship a lot of people say is really bad. I don't think it's really bad. I had said that multiple times when I was playing through it, and it's because I didn't know how to play it. And it seems like you're getting decent grasp on it. You're angling when you should be angling, and creating, a not opportune target for yourself where you want to be the least appealing target for the enemy to shoot at. So it seems like you're doing it pretty good. Overall, I think just use some AP some more. You took a couple risky broadside turns. So, overall good game. Learning progress seems pretty good. Keep it up, man. Have a good one, guys. Bye.